One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on to his ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Whistles report he pays his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Yo, man. Much love, honor, and respect to everybody. Hopefully everyone's enjoying themselves on this Topless Taco Tuesday morning. Yes. Feels ultra good to be a G. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a big morning, news morning this morning. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to my man Motobomb and the coffee crew coming in hot with the raid, man. Thank you guys. Let's go. And real quick, my boy Sterling Wheel coming in with the gifted membership, dropping it like it's hot. Very much appreciate you, kind sir. Not only helping me, but you're helping someone in the Breakfast Club, man. All right, so we got Witkoff meeting with Putin today. That is happening today over there in Moscow, as well as Trump cabinet meeting. They're going to be Witkoff is over there. Trump is going to be over here doing a big cabinet meeting. Now, I believe this is his 9th cabinet meeting since him being in office. So anyways, and then we got Luigi Mangione pretrial day 2, which is happening today, obviously. We spoke about, well, at the very end of our live stream yesterday, we talked about Luigi Mangione and the situation there. But nonetheless, the way that our entire lineup is actually, spelled out for us is the White House confirmed second strike on drug boat over there in Venezuela. Quote, well within authority. That's from Caroline Leavitt yesterday after we got off the show in the afternoon. This is what Caroline Leavitt was having a press meeting. And so anyways, we'll get to that. And then we have Captain Kelly reacts to illegal, quote unquote, claims from Hegseth. And I'm sure that many of you guys have probably actually seen or saw that video on social media, mainstream media. Liberal news media is, of course, going to be playing it up like a motherfucker. So I'm sure that everyone's pretty much seen it, but we'll talk about it. If you haven't, stick around for it nonetheless. And then we have yesterday, Mamdani and Bernie Sanders, joined Starbucks rally after a $35 million lawsuit. $35 million settlement, rather. So I don't know what the settlement is in regards to. I'm sure Starbucks is having to pay to just operate in New York at this point. Obviously, you can see the amount of punishment they're getting. Anyways, new SNAP requirements now in effect. What to expect from major changes. So we have an update on SNAP and what the requirements are to get on SNAP and those kind of aids or aid. Nonetheless, we got another wild road rage incident that was caught on camera. Wild road rage incident between motorcyclists caught on video. And I thought, well, of course, these guys are riding bikes. I'm going to definitely cover it, And then we have regarding on the Stockton mass shooting that happened on Saturday. Manhunt intensifies in California, and the team victim has been ID'd. And then we got Trump accounts, how to claim $1,000 baby bonus. And we'll go ahead and talk about that. That was a big hot topic yesterday. So that's something that we're going to be covering today. Obviously, like I said, Luigi Mangione, pretrial resumes for day 2. Dr. Oz on Medicare open enrollment tools. I guess he comes out, and I honestly, I really don't know why he's the go-to guy. Whatever. But nonetheless, Dr. Oz on Medicare open enrollment tools came out this morning. So we're going to play that later on. That just came out just an hour ago. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and do our call to actions before we get into the news media here, and then say hello to everyone real quick. So anyways, real quick, do me a favor, guys. If you guys are coming in, make sure you guys hit that like button. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. And if you guys are brand new to the show, man, this is what we do Monday through Friday. What are you guys doing? Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because it's also free. But also, please consider becoming a member, starting only at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody. But check it out. This is what allows us to have these lights on as well as be on these airwaves. So I very much appreciate you guys becoming members and staying members. Little side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news, all that great shit. It's a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one. We also have a Discord server that Naomi in the chat will go ahead and give you guys the link, the invite link for. And if you guys are watching this on the playback, go into the video description down below of every video, and we have all the invites for you guys. So, all right, and last but not least, all super chats, super stickers, gifted membership signups are, of course, all going to be presented live onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, well, then we have these platforms right here that you guys can donate to. And, of course, I will read out your super, just like it's a super chat. I got my email up, so if anything comes through, I will see it right away. All right. Let's get right into this. We got a lot of shit to get into, man. But real quick, I do want to say hello to all the legends in the chat, man. We got Amanda in here as well as Mountain Woman. Appreciate you ladies for hanging out with us. We got SNS as well as Taylor. Great to see you as well. We got Steve Posey in the building and Steve Easy. Yes, sir. Rabbit of Chaos. Great to see you as well. Happy Topless Taco Tuesday to everybody. Great to see everybody. We got a Grillipus in here as well. Good morning. Let's see, we got Motobomb, my man, absolutely, and make sure you travel safely. Always appreciate you. Yeah, I can only imagine, Mount Woman, that totally sucks, being just immersed in snow at this point, just snowed in. Yeah, that's rough. I don't know if I could hang. I don't know. We got Sick Bastard, my man, good morning to you. We got Naomi as well. Good morning to you guys. We got Sterling Wheel, my man, like button has been pummeled. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's get this party started. Yes, sir. We got Gunpowder Nitro, my man. Good morning. All right, we're going to get right into this. We're going to start off from yesterday regarding Caroline Leavitt. This is on the White House confirming that the second strike on the drug boat that happened over there in Venezuelan waters. It's international waters, but you know what I mean. Nonetheless, they did confirm that they did a second attack or a second bombing of the drug boat after there was a couple of survivors, I guess, and I guess they were in the water or whatever, and then they blew it up again. And so here we go. This is what is going to be talked about right here.
Andrew, go ahead. Sure.
First on the Venezuela strike. You said that second strike was in full accordance with the law of armed conflict, but the Navy's own...
Real quick, we got Tiffany up in the building, and real quick, and what you just heard him say, the guy that is asking this question, listen to this.
That second strike was in full accordance with the law of armed conflict, but the
was in full accordance with long conflict.
Navy's own manual of law of war says that specifically firing on survivors from a wrecked vessel is an example of a war crime that's forbidden under U.S. law and the law of armed conflict. So how was that second strike in following law of armed conflict and then second occupation?
Again, Andrew, I would reiterate to you the strike was conducted in international waters and in accordance with the law of armed conflict. And since somebody asked about Congress, and it's sort of related to Venezuela, I also want to add that Secretary Hegseth spoke with members of Congress who may have expressed some concerns over the weekend. And there have also been 13 bipartisan briefings to Congress on the Venezuelan strikes. There have been a number of document reviews for members of Congress to review the classified DOJ, Office of Legal Counsel opinion, and other related documents. 29 senators and 92 22 representatives have reviewed those documents, which is about 2/3 of those are Democrat members, and they have been made available to all 100 senators, all 435 members of the House, and
Real quick, Papa Penguin, my man, good morning. Great to see you in the chat, bro.
to general counsels of the relevant committees on a bipartisan basis for their review.
On immigration, during your topper, you said, and I quote, leaders also have a duty to preserve the integrity and character of our nation's national identity. Can you explain what you mean by our nation's national identity and integrity and character, and how would refugees, people coming from war-torn places who are seeking safe haven in America, like many of our forebears in this room, not add to our nation's...
So basically, because it was in international waters, it's theoretically them justifying it. You know, the second bombing on, or the second strike on the drug boat, right?
integrity and character of our national identity.
I'll tell you what does not add to our nation's character and integrity is refugees who come here under the alleged plight of asylum and fleeing persecution, and then come to the United States to abuse our system and rip off American taxpayers.
That's very true, but that is a whataboutism that she just played. But that's okay. It's, I mean, I hear you. I hear you, but yeah.
And as I pointed out, the New York Times, to their credit, it was about 6 months too late, but they did write about how Somali immigrants...
What's up, brother TVT? Up in the building. Shout out to my man up there in Canada.
In Minnesota have been ripping off American taxpayers. In fact, 86 people have been charged in a rampant and widespread fraud scheme spanning multiple programs in Minnesota. Of those 86, 78 of those people are Somali, 91% of them charged. So far, 59 of those people have been convicted for their roles in fraud plots that have stolen $1 billion from taxpayers. In one scheme, and this is egregious, a nonprofit and its affiliates with these Somali migrants claim to have fed tens of thousands of American children during the pandemic. They were reimbursed for those meals during the...
Damn, real quick, we got Taylor coming in with the 5 spot. Let's go. Starting it off today. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for making it rain in here. Very much appreciate you. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself and having a great morning so far.
Taxpayers. However, federal prosecutors found that almost all of those meals were never even delivered to hungry children. In fact, those organizations' leaders spent the money on houses, luxury cars, and real estate in Turkey and Kenya. Another scheme involved hundreds of organizations who were reimbursed for services that were supposed to help people at risk of homelessness. Once again, those services were never provided. All of this has happened under Democrat leadership in a Democrat-run state where these refugees, these migrants are coming to the United States. They are abusing our system. They are draining our resources that should be going to law-abiding, taxpayer-funded, tax-paying Americans. And this president is not going to put up with it anymore. Rachel.
Thank you, Caroline. Just to follow back up on the Washington Post reporting, so much of the concern from Democrats and Republicans is focused on the...
That's right, Critical Thinker, by the way. Very much appreciate you hanging out with us, by the way. Yes, make sure you guys hit that like button on the, on the horizontal side. And if you're on the vertical side, make sure you guys double tap that screen, man. Very much appreciate you guys. All right, let's get back to this.
Survivors. Why won't the administration either confirm or deny or reveal whether or not there were survivors after that initial first strike? And what imminent threat would 2 survivors pose who were clinging presumably to the wreckage of that boat?
Again, as I said, I think you guys are sort of not listening fully to the statement I've provided. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, directing the engagement to ensure the boat was totally destroyed and the threat to the narco-terrorists, to the United States, was eliminated. And for any further questions about his thinking, I would defer you to the Department of War. I obviously wasn't in the room for these.
Just to follow up, Caroline, just on the administration's policy when it
Quiet, piggy.
comes to survivors. Was there a change in policy after this strike on September 2nd? The Washington Post is reporting that these 2 survivors were killed after a second strike, but then in October, 2 people were rescued and returned to Colombia and Ecuador. So was there a decision that was made to handle survivors differently after these strikes?
Not to my knowledge, no. Steve.
The president confirmed that he spoke to the Venezuelan leader. Are you trying to negotiate this departure? Is there an asylum deal under work?
President, as you know, last night on Air Force One, he said, I don't want to comment on that, but I did speak to him in the effort of transparency. So there you go. You got your confirmation. I'll let him speak further if he wishes to on the details of that conversation that took place.
Witkoff is headed to Moscow. How close are you to some sort of Ukraine agreement?
I think the administration feels very optimistic. Obviously, you've seen, Steve, that the president's entire team, including Special Envoy Witkoff and Secretary Rubio and the vice president and the president himself.
And then, of course, as you guys know, Witkoff is now headed over to Moscow.
Secretary Hegseth as well have been working so hard on this effort, and they all really want to see this war come to an end.
Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and stop that real quick. Papa D, my man, great to see you in the chat, by the way. I know that you're busy. Always appreciate you. We got Glare 1%er coming in with the 13 months saying America only. Let's fucking go. I like that. I like that. Appreciate that, Glare, for the 13 months, bro. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on, though. We got Captain Kelly reacts to, quote, illegal claims from Hegseth. Now, if you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of this on social media somewhere, on the mainstream media. Regardless, we're not going to play this whole video because it's way too long. It's 38 minutes. But we'll play a little bit of this to get a kind of a census of what's happening here. So
I do want to go out now to Washington. We do have Senator Mark Kelly making a statement regarding the backlash that he has received from President Trump and Republicans. Let's listen in.
Entire career in business, reality TV, and politics, Donald Trump has had one and only one play: bullying his opponents into silence. He did it as a failed casino owner who bankrupted his properties and screwed over his contractors. He did it as a reality TV host known for firing people. And he's done it as president who tries every day to intimidate people with no regards for the rights or well-being.
Brother Glare coming in with the 5 spot, by the way, saying we need more presidents that only look out for legal citizens and America's best interest. Fuck the other countries. I agree, bro. You know what? But you know how that the whole system works? As soon as we get a president that gets in there and wants to do all that kind of ideology, well, unfortunately, all these handshakes, these deals, all of this is way in play before you got in. And these guys, unfortunately, have good intentions going in, but then quickly realize
Denied.
That's how the system works against you, So, anyways, back to this.
Of the American
Very
people.
much appreciate you, Glare. Thank you for the 5 spot, man.
I'll say this for the guy. While he's never seemed to do much else right, for most of Donald Trump's career, bullying people has worked out for him. But not now. Because I won't let it happen. The American people won't let it happen. President Trump is trying to silence me, threatening to kill me for saying what is true.
Wait, Trump threatened to kill you? What?
And he sent his Secretary of Defense after me. And it's not going to work.
Do you have evidence of that?
Here's how we got here. A week and a half ago, Senator Slotkin and I, along with others who also served in the military and the intelligence communities, we released a video with a simple message to service members that they must refuse illegal orders. Nothing was controversial about that.
That's right. You know what? I need to add that as part of my soundboard. Quiet, piggy. Fucking hey, that would be awesome. All right.
Everyone must follow the law. No one may break the law. This is pretty basic stuff. Seeing that video, here's how any other president would have responded. They would have said 2 words: of course. But that's not how this president responded. We've become so accustomed to Donald Trump's behavior that it is worth emphasizing. The President of the United States said that 2 U.S. senators and 4 members of the House of Representatives should be arrested, hanged, executed for something we said, for something that is true. My family knows the cost of political violence. My wife, Gabby, was shot in the head and nearly died while speaking with her constituents. The president should understand this too. He has been the target of political violence himself.
Ah, that makes sense, Glare. Trump said that he committed sedation, and that's punishable by death, which is inaccurate. Right. Okay, I appreciate the clarification there.
The Speaker of the Minnesota House of Representatives, Melissa Hortman, and her husband were murdered in their home this year. The governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, had his house firebombed this year. Then Charlie Kirk was assassinated at Utah Valley University, a place I visited just a few weeks ago with Republican Senator John Curtis. Faced with a wave.
What's up, Joseph, up there in Canada, my man? He says, stop the cap, bro. I very much appreciate you.
Stop the cap.
Great to see you in the chat, man.
Like this, every other president we have ever had in the history of this nation would have tried to heal the country. But we all know Donald Trump. He uses every single opportunity to divide us. And that's dangerous. The president's
Sedition.
words
Got it.
carry tremendous weight. People listen to him. And he knows that. And that's exactly why he does what he does. He makes these threats to silence people. And if that doesn't work, he abuses his power to intimidate people. And with the consent of Republicans in the United States Senate, he has surrounded himself with people like the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, who will do whatever he says with no question, no matter what. Trump and Hegseth, they care more about publicity than they do about the rule of law. That's how...
Here, Papa D, I got you. Perfect.
How I ended up finding out via a tweet that the Secretary of Defense was ordering an investigation into me. The same Secretary of Defense who has, from the moment he was nominated, has been historically unqualified for this position. The same Secretary of Defense who is reported to have ordered a second strike to kill shipwreck survivors in the Caribbean. If there is anyone who needs to answer questions in public and under oath, it is Pete Hegseth. It's a dangerous moment for the United States of America when the president and his...
Oh boy, here we go. He's just going to whine over the top over it. Just continue on this shit. Oh my God. All right, we got Hardwire up in the building. Shout out to my man and an extra surprise. Always appreciate you guys. We got Taylor coming in with the $2 saying for Captain Baldy to get a wig. Shit. I appreciate you, Taylor. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and make let's raise a fund to get this guy some hair, but actually it only goes into my pocket. So let's do that.
Loyalists use every lever of power to silence United States senators for speaking up. But we all know that this isn't about me, and it's not about the others in that video. They're trying to send a message to retired service members, to government employees, to members of the military, to elected officials, and to all Americans who are thinking about speaking up. You better keep your mouth shut or else. This has been a singular focus of President Trump's second term. Not addressing costs, not creating jobs, intimidating people, and going after the people he views as his political opponents. He's done it to companies. You better write a check to build my ballroom, or I might not approve your merger. He's done it with universities. You better fire your president, or I'll pull your research funding. He's even done it to late-night hosts. You better not make jokes that I do not like.
Papa D with the $2 for Mr. Ball's Pocket Hair Fund. Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Bruh.
My man, dropping it like it's hot. Appreciate you, man.
Or I'll get you taken off the air, and I'm going to take your company's broadcast license. And he does it every week with Republicans in the House and the Senate. You better toe the party line, or I'll make...
We got 204 of you guys in this stream right now. Well, we got a few streams going on, but we got 204 of you guys. Make sure you guys double tap that screen if you're on the vertical side. And if you're on the, horizontal side, hit that like button. Very much appreciate you guys.
Make sure you never get reelected. Folks, this comes at a cost. And not only to American companies, colleges, and comedians. It damages every American's freedom of speech and the balance of powers that form the foundation of our democracy. Because when Republicans in Congress are too afraid to disagree with this president, it means that his bad ideas go unchallenged. He has slapped reckless tariffs on countries across the globe, skyrocketing the cost of everything from groceries to school supplies. Republicans historically, well, at least a year ago, they hated tariffs. But when it comes to voting to undo them, they are too afraid of Donald Trump.
What's up, Prez? Good morning.
So Americans pay more for just about everything because of spineless politicians. It's the same with healthcare costs. There are Republicans in the House and the Senate who really want to do something to prevent these healthcare premiums from spiking for millions of Americans. The solutions are simple, but President Trump says he doesn't want to, so nothing happens.
Shit.
Nothing
What's up,
except
Frank?
a government shutdown. It goes on and on. The president has gone too far. Everybody needs to wake up. The occupant of the Oval Office is ignorant to the Constitution and has no regard for the rule of law. Trying to silence me, in proposing to court-martial me, in threatening to kill me.
Oh my God, this fucking guy. Just get it over with.
A few moments later.
Fighting back when our democracy demands that we must fight back. President Trump has crossed a line. And this time, it's not going to work. I will not be intimidated by this president. I am not going to be silenced by this president or the people around him, because I've given too much in service to this country to back down to this guy. In 1991, when Donald Trump was driving the Taj Mahal...
I can do whatever the fuck I want. You want me to hold this up hostage now because you're a fucking asshole?
Why are you gay?
How's your YouTube channel going? Let me ask you that. How's your platform going? Pretty shitty, huh? Yeah, you're there, I'm here, I get to do whatever the fuck I want to do, cocksucker. Stupid ass. Get the fuck out of here.
Casino into bankruptcy, I was getting shot at over Iraq and Kuwait. In 2001, after Donald Trump said that the collapse of the Twin Towers meant he now owned the tallest skyscraper in Manhattan, I was carrying flags honoring 9/11 victims into space on a rocket ship. In 2003, when Donald Trump was writing birthday greetings to the monster Jeffrey Epstein, I was the first on the scene to recover the bodies of my fellow astronauts who died when Space Shuttle Columbia exploded during re-entry. In 2011, when Trump was hosting a reality show and peddling conspiracy theories against President Barack Obama, I was sitting next to my wife's hospital bed.
Okay, real quick, before he continues on. We got Taylor here with the $5 saying, Jesus, LOL, smoke one for Mike, please. Well, for you, I will smoke one for you. Yeah, that's what I will do. Absolutely. We're getting down with that.
As she recovered from a gunshot
Thank you, Taylor.
to the head. My point is this. I've been through a lot worse in service to my country. The president and Pete Hegseth are not going to silence me.
What's up, dude?
They're going to keep me from speaking out, and they're not going to keep me from doing my job. Enough of the bullying, enough of the intimidation, enough of the threats, enough of your nonsense. Doesn't help anyone in our country afford their groceries or pay their medical bills. And it erodes the rights of every American. My job is to fight for them, to stand up for the Constitution, and nothing is going to stop me from doing my job. Thank you, and I'll take some questions.
We don't need to take his questions or anybody's questions there. We got way too much shit lined up, and he took way too long. We're moving on. Mangione and Sanders join Starbucks rally after $35 million settlement. Let's go ahead and bring that up for everyone, and we'll go ahead and talk about it. Let's get into it. There's Bernie Sanders, our boy over here. What's up, buddy?
Right. Good to go? Okay, everyone, we're going to get started. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here at a picket with Starbucks workers like the ones on my right and the ones on my left. Workers who are braving the December cold and the much deeper chill of unfair labor
What's up, Poncho?
practices in this city and across this country, and the fear that has come with that of union busting while they demand the better working conditions that they deserve. Like so many working people across this city, these are not demands of greed. These are demands for decency. These are workers who are simply being asked to be treated with the respect that they deserve. They're being asked that their labor be repaid in a manner that allows them to build a dignified life. And I joined them because I want to do everything that I can to show my solidarity, but also because I know that far too often, the voices of everyday working people are not amplified with the volume that management so easily receives. So I want to share a few numbers with you here this afternoon, numbers that I hope will place this struggle into some sense of perspective. 36.2 billion. That is the amount of money that Starbucks made in revenue just last year.
Damn, Steve Easy, don't do that to us, bro. Don't say some shit like that.
Bruh. 95.8 million. That's the compensation package that Starbucks CEO Brian Niccol earned for 4 months of work last year. 6,666. That is how much times larger Niccol's pay was than the average Starbucks barista's salary. 400. That is how many labor law violations the NLRB has found that Starbucks has committed. 120. That's the amount of stores that are on strike, and 85, the number of cities that they are taking place in. Now, what these numbers show us are a two-pronged picture. On one side, corporate greed and self-enrichment at the cost of its own workers, and on the other, remarkable solidarity by those workers who have been exploited and mistreated time and time again. Solidarity, as much as we speak of it, we have to remember, is not an abstract concept. It is measured in picket lines, stood on in the rain and in the sleet. It is measured in rent payments that workers do not know if they will be able to meet, childcare bills they do not know whether they will be able to afford. And it is measured in strangers who have never met one another, linking arms to fight for a shared goal and a fairer future. Because how else could we describe being on a picket line with Starbucks workers, alongside workers of 32BJ, alongside workers from HTC, alongside workers from WGA, alongside workers from every single sector across this city, because we understand that no matter our trade, we are workers at the end of the day. And I'm proud to be here today, and proud that senior members of my transition team and administration have joined Starbucks picket lines in the days and weeks prior. And I'm proud to stand here alongside incredible elected officials at the city level, at the state level, and also to my left, Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont. Because all of us are united in the belief that we must build a New York where every worker can live a life of decency. We must build a New York where our words do not ring hollow as we say that this is a union town. And we must build a New York where the workers who power it are able to afford to live in it. Thank you so much. And now, Senator Bernie Sanders.
Well, it is an honor for my wife and me to be here with you to stand with striking Starbucks workers.
I'm actually surprised that Mom Donnie didn't take the whole time there.
Who are telling this company they are sick and tired of corporate greed and sick and tired of union busting.
That's right.
And what the mayor-elect just pointed out is that what is happening here on this picket line is happening all over this country. We are living in an economy where the people on top have never, ever had it so good. You got one man owning more wealth than the bottom 52% of American households. And while the CEOs make unbelievable salaries, 60% of our people in Vermont, in New York City, all over this country are living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to pay the rent, struggling to pay for health care, struggling to put food on the table. And what Ron and I are dedicated to is creating a nation and an economy which works for all of us, not just the 1%. So I just want to thank the Starbucks workers for their courage here and around this country. We are going to prevail. Thank you very much.
Oh, geez. All right. That's enough. We're moving on. That was enough. We allowed both of them to speak. That's good enough reporting. All right. New SNAP requirements now in effect. What to expect from these from major changes here. So let's go ahead and bring this up. We'll talk about it. And here we go.
So right here on live now from Fox, and one of those big headlines having to do with SNAP, as new work requirements have now been put into effect. We want to talk a little bit more about that. On Capitol Hill we go. Fox Business's Dan Botello joining us here with the latest.
Good evening. Well, starting today, food stamp recipients all across the country, millions of them, are going to have to start working, volunteering, or doing job training at least 80 hours per month. This is all under the One Big Beautiful Bill, of course, that was passed this past summer.
Wow, I didn't even know about that part.
And for the people who don't do that, well, this is what's going to happen. They can only receive benefits for 3 months in a 3-year period. This applies to Americans 55 through 64 years old who may have children 14 to 18 years old. This also ends previous exemptions for many homeless people, veterans, and young adults aging out of foster care. Here's SNAP by the numbers, by the way. 42 million Americans are on it, with a majority at or below the poverty line, and in households that include children, seniors, or someone with a disability. Now, according to the Congressional Budget Office, the new requirements are expected to reduce the average monthly number of SNAP recipients by about 2.4 million people over the next decade. Here's Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins talking to
What's up, Wildcard? Good morning.
Fox about allegations of SNAP fraud and even illegal immigrants using the program under the Biden administration.
Every state for the
Real quick before she goes on, right? We've got 357 of you guys in here right now. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the horizontal side, and if you guys are on the vertical, double tap that screen. Very much appreciate all of you guys and your engagement, man.
first time in history, and this was in February, to send us their data and let us, with Doge and a war room, actually start going through this data to better understand how this explosion of SNAP benefits happened under Joe Biden. We've studied about $100 billion in spend. We have found thousands and thousands of illegal use of the EBT card. We have been moving people off of SNAP. We've got almost 700,000 people, I think, we've moved off.
And if you're new to SNAP, these new rules would take effect.
What's up, Ghost? My man. He says, I'm here to hang with the chat, not Mike. Hey, listen, man. Show up for me, stay for the chat. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Just saying.
Act immediately or at your next recertification if you're already on SNAP. Back to you.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be big for so many that are on SNAP here. And Darren, do we know just how many times they have to certify throughout the year to continue to try to get these benefits?
What's up, Christopher?
You know, it depends on the person, so that's why they're saying right now for every state it's different. Some states like Maryland already put this into practice, and of course it depends on when your recertification comes up.
All right, so
thank you so much.
That was a quick update there. I didn't know that was part of the deal, and it was passed on to the Triple D. I actually didn't know that. Very interesting there. All right, so we have a wild road rage incident between motorcyclists caught on video. I guess this happened in Phoenix, but we're going to go ahead and bring it up real quick and talk about it and see what the hell is happening here. It's a fairly quick segment.
All right,
here,
everyone, welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Page. Always great to be with you as we continue to roll on. Next up, I want to take you out to Phoenix, Arizona. Live look right now at Phoenix for this.
Oh, you know what, Papa? That's a great suggestion, bro. I got you.
All right, just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Denied.
Ah, shit.
Next update to a story. It was a road rage incident that took place between two motorcyclists, and then instant karma happened as well. We want to bring in Steve Nielsen joining us with Fox 10 Phoenix with the latest updates. And Steve, this is just a wild story.
It really is. How this all came together, I'll tell you this. Police were not expecting this scene when they first showed up to it. I'll get to
real quick. I'm going to speed them up a little bit since it's not
that
real
in a
time
second,
yet.
but there's a violent video out there that shows all of the details, the shots being fired from one motorcyclist to the other, and then that motorcycle.
What's up, Dragon Classy? I'm sure GEG's in here as well. Much love and respect to you guys.
Was being hit by another vehicle that arrived at the scene. Still a lot of questions out there on what actually was the cause of all of this. Police would love to have some more information about that video, though. First, right now, they're trying to find out if it's authentic. In the world of AI out there right now, that's one of those things you have to be able to consider. But second, they want to know who shot that video that's been circulating online, because they need to speak with that witness. Mobile command and flashing lights under the 17 overpass at 7th Ave Friday night. The scene was very different than the crash officers thought they were responding to.
Very confusing scene. Detectives worked for multiple hours trying to piece out what happened. It's tragic. It's a tragic incident. Very concerning for our community as well.
Sergeant Jen Zach now says Scott Kikas and Job Martinez were both on motorcycles and got into some dispute when Martinez shot and killed Kikas.
Damn.
Moments later, a driver hit and killed Martinez. The driver left the scene but was close by and didn't answer any questions, according to Zach.
Individuals saw the person getting shot and did hit the person that was doing the shooting. As for how that all ties into this whole scene, whether he was a third party unknown, we're still working on any details for that.
Zach says they're investigating online claims about possible connections to motorcycle gangs.
We are hearing a lot of those rumors. We are getting that information.
Motorcycle gangs? No, not the motorcycle gangs. You mean clubs, but all right, cool.
People are calling in tips about it, and all of that information is something that we are looking into. Our detectives are working diligently. I just spoke with one of them this morning. They're working hard on trying to figure out exactly everyone that's involved.
Kikis was
well, and I do know who was involved, and I actually saw the video, the raw video. It surfaced on social media and did not make it onto the mainstream media. And I did see which clubs were involved, but that is not my real business to talk about.
Father and husband. His wife didn't want to speak yet about her husband. Local businesses say police have obtained some surveillance video. And they're hoping there's more video out there, people taking cell phone videos, know things that happen, know these two people involved.
What's up, Miss Lotus? Good morning.
In this and want to reach out on this. And something, Mike, that I have found very interesting throughout all of this that police are still trying to investigate. The driver of the vehicle that hit the motorcyclist who was firing the gun, still unclear there if that person knew the motorcyclist in any way or if they just happened to be there at the same exact time. So there's a lot of sort of confusion, a lot of pieces to be put together here. You can imagine it's quite an investigation going on behind the scene.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So the video is pretty hardcore, and I can't put it on YouTube. It's not something that I can play. It's too violent, gory, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, there was one club member, whatever, that ended up getting shot. And then quickly after that person got shot, then the opposite club got in a car and literally rammed into him and made him fly in the air over like 300. I mean, it was like crazy. I mean, he got launched. I mean, the guy got ran over at like, I don't know, had to be at 65, 70 miles per hour. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, it was fucked up. I saw the video. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on though. We got Stockton mass shooting, manhunt intensifies in California. Teen victim identified. Now, remember, there was a mall shooting in San Jose on Friday, this last Friday. And then the very next day up there in Stockton, there was a mass shooting that ended up happening. And so the manhunt intensifies. They haven't found the person, but they have a teen victim that's ID'd right now. So let's go ahead and bring that up. We'll talk about it real quick, and we'll move on. Let's get to it.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Shauna Kalafi. Authorities in Stockton, California, is still looking for answers tonight after a mass shooting over the weekend. That gunfire ringing out at a toddler's birthday party, killing 4 people, including 3 children, and injuring.
Unfortunately, Chad, it's 100% against terms of service. I'm not going to risk losing my channel to show you guys. I can't do that.
Several others. No suspects are in custody yet. We are getting the identity of one of the victims. The New York Post putting this on social media, saying first child victim of Stockton birthday party mass shooting ID'd as Amari Peterson. Quote, my baby was innocent. And we do have KTVU's Henry Lee, who is live in California with the latest on this shooting and also the search for suspects. Hi, Henry.
Hi, Sean. It's supposed to be a joyous celebration, a birthday party.
Yo, my man, Slim. Always appreciate you. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning so far. Definitely know that we are.
For a 2-year-old girl, but instead, violence erupted at this banquet hall behind me.
All we heard was gunshots, and everybody just dove to the ground.
Patrice Williams is horrified and filled with sadness after the birthday party she threw for her 2-year-old daughter in Stockton erupted into a shootout that left 4 people, including 3 children, dead.
I actually thought it was my balloons popping. It was gunshots.
You thought your balloons were popping at your child's, but there were gunshots? Oh, yeah. I've never mistaken a balloon pop for an actual firearm, bro. I don't know. 2 totally different sounds, but anyways. Let's move on.
It happened at a banquet hall on Lucille Avenue near Thornton Road just before 6 Saturday night, where there's now a growing memorial. The youngest victim who died was an 8-year-old girl. Another was only 9 years old. On Monday, family members identified 14-year-old Amari Peterson on a verified GoFundMe as among the dead. A 21-year-old victim was also killed. The shootout left at least 11 people hurt.
That's so crazy. It was like 4 people dead. 4 people dead, and how many he just said right there?
11 people hurt.
And 11 more people hurt. And who's to say that those people are going to survive? And you got to remember, a lot of the victims were kids.
Just so shocked and lost, and I'm lost of words. I'm speechless, and I just want to say I'm sorry to all the mothers out there that lost their kids at my birthday party.
Witnesses tell KTVU many people opened fire and that at least one person from the party fired back.
It's a celebration. It's a birthday. I think so. I really bad. I'm so sorry for the kids.
Brandon Hernandez has been renovating his home across the street from the banquet hall. He was hit with
Shit, that's so funny, Steve Easy.
At least 10 bullets, including one that pierced a back window.
The police tell me it's a different gun.
Hernandez says it's also clear at least one person at the party fired back.
They respond, that's the thing.
So people from
the building respond, yeah.
We're going after what we believe to be multiple people.
San Joaquin Sheriff spokeswoman Heather Brent says this was a targeted incident and that law enforcement is working to find those responsible. Local officials have said this is gang-related, but the sheriff's office isn't going that far.
It's devastating. It's heartbreaking that somebody showed up to a children's birthday party knowing that there was likely children and family there, and they didn't care. It was complete disregard for life.
The injured include children who go to school in Stockton, Lodi, and Modesto. Michelle Rodriguez is superintendent.
That's so fucking sad, dude. Nothing really fucking actually pisses me off in this game, but when shit like this actually gets me livid.
Across the district.
More than anything, it's about having a compassionate environment, a loving environment where students, staff, and families feel connected and supported.
Brutal.
Now, I'm told investigators found a gun that had been tossed onto the roof of this banquet hall. There are a number of rewards out for arrests and convictions in this case. One of them is $50,000 offered by the FBI in Sacramento. Live near Stockton, Henry Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on, though. We got Trump accounts, how to claim $1,000 baby bonus. Let's go ahead and bring this up. This was talked about briefly yesterday, and we'll go ahead and cover it, too.
We want to talk about tomorrow. President Trump will be doing another big cabinet meeting.
Which is today, which is something that, unfortunately, I won't be able to cover because it's not happening right now.
Will be taking a lot of questions like he normally does, but the White House did say today that he will be talking a little bit more about what is being called the Trump accounts for babies that were born from 2025 to 2028. Think of it as an IRA for babies with a one-time $1,000 deposit from Uncle Sam. We want to learn a little bit more about the program here and go out to USA Today's Daniel DeVise. Thanks so much, Daniel, for joining us. You wrote an article about this, and we're getting closer to learning a little bit more information tomorrow. But I think a lot of...
Which tomorrow, meaning today, and then for us right now, tomorrow when we have the information on Trump and the whole cabinet meeting, we're going to be presenting that tomorrow for you guys.
New families are going to be paying attention.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's hard to imagine anybody would turn down $1,000 for your baby from the government. So I think it's likely to be a pretty popular program.
Yeah, no doubt. And so not only will it be the one-time deposit, but family members can, throughout the years, continue to contribute, correct?
Yeah, you can think of it, again, you used the right term, like an IRA for children. You get seed money of $1,000 from the government if you're born between 2025 and 2028. And then your parents or guardians or other loved ones, an uncle, an aunt, could contribute up to $5,000 a year per year into these accounts until the child turns 18. Now, think about compounding. That could become an enormous sum of money if your loved ones contribute that much. An employer, which I guess would be the parents' employers, could contribute toward that cap. And then state and even local governments and charities, if they do it broadly, would also be allowed. So you could imagine like the Cook Foundation in Cook County, Chicago or something, could make a contribution to say every Chicago public school kid or something. I think something like that would work. So you can imagine it ballooning.
That's a great question.
To quite a sum by the time that the person reaches adulthood.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And will the parents be able to pick? I mean, will there be a number of options for mutual funds, or how will they go about it once they select what they want?
Yeah, not all the details have been announced. I guess that's the point. We're going to hear more about this. But what I'm told, what I've reported, is that it has to be some sort of mutual fund, an index fund. So you could index the S&P 500, you could index the NASDAQ or something. But the government doesn't want these funds to be like in one stock or in crypto or something. It's got to be in a broad index fund. And mind you, certified financial planners would advise people generally, unless they are specialists, to invest that way anyway, because generally speaking, these big, broad index funds do as well as the pros, if not better.
Yeah, that is true, and I think it'll not only showcase obviously the newborn that'll when they turn 18 they'll say, oh wow, okay, we got this account here, but maybe also show others about the power of investing and really the power of compound interest.
Yeah, this is linked to an initiative for financial education. I used to cover K-12 education for years, and I didn't take a class on financial literacy when I was in high school or college. There's a national...
Shit, me neither. I mean, listen, man, I learned way more off of YouTube University than I ever did in high school, all right?
Initiative now, and that's tied into this effort where more and more states are requiring some sort of financial education. So the idea would be that, 18 years from now, a kid gets out of high school and they have some knowledge about checkbook math and about investing. And then they've got this seed money, which even if it's just $1,000, that could grow into an enormous sum in like 20 years. That's a very powerful tool. So the idea is for people to sort of participate in our capitalist system. And I don't know what that sounds like, but that is our system. And the idea is to get kids to understand it and learn it and to participate in this wealth building mechanism, which has been incredibly, it's paid off enormously to anybody who's owned stocks over the last 10 years, just about.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And Daniel, have we seen this? I mean, why is this being implemented now? Have we tried to see this in the past, but it never really got traction? Or is this something new from the Trump administration that they wanted to really implement?
Yeah, I'm not a political writer. I do personal finance. But my understanding is that this was part of the one big, beautiful bill. It was incorporated into it, I think, with pretty broad support. And what I mean by that is I understand that both Republicans and Democrats in the past have liked this idea and have wanted something like this to happen. But it was swept into this huge tax and spending bill. And
right. And he's right about that assessment of that bill, by the way. Real quick, we got Taylor coming in with the $2 saying, invest in Mike. LOL, it's the smart thing to do. Yes, it is. Keeps the lights on over here. You know what I mean? That's how we stay on the airwaves and all that shit. So I very much appreciate it. And we always embrace our fuck ups.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck ups when you have tomorrow's fuck ups to look forward to? You are a fuck up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.
Embrace the process. All right, on to Luigi Mangione, the man that killed the healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. Pretrial resumes for day 2 today. So let's go ahead and see what they have on it so far. And here we go.
Taking a live look here at the Empire State.
It's a very quick update.
Over in New York City and happening today, the second day of pretrial hearings for Luigi Mangione. His lawyers still fighting to get some key pieces of evidence thrown out before the trial begins. It's been nearly 1 year since Mangione allegedly killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Midtown Manhattan. Good day, Haley Fixler joining us now, breaking down the latest from outside of the courthouse. Haley.
Good morning. Well, we learned a lot yesterday. Several witnesses.
Real quick, we got Naomi coming in with the $4.99 saying, embrace the process. Yes, embrace the process.
Oh, my God.
Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. And I got to reset my camera again, damn it. All right, we're good. Shit. All right, appreciate that. Naomi, thank you very much.
They were called up to the stand. They answered some questions under oath. So in just 1 day, we are getting some more information. Now, these suppression hearings, they're happening because Mangione's legal team is trying to argue that some key pieces of evidence that they say link him to Thompson's murder were illegally obtained. They say that that things should be thrown out in that case. So here's what we know. The court watched the surveillance video of his arrest in Altoona McDonald's last December. Officials were alerted that Mangione was there because of a 911 call that the manager made after several people there spotted him and said that he looked like the shooter. Now, everyone in the courtroom, they listened to that 911 call. Now, the defense team says that Mangione was not read his Miranda rights until about 20 minutes after police encountered him. So they believe anything he said before then needs to be thrown out. Now, police also found a 3D printed gun, a silencer, and a journal with allegedly.
I remember this video. I remember when that video happened, when it very first came out, because we reported it. We got Boy Dixie in the building. What's up, my man? Hopefully you're enjoying your topless Taco Tuesday, of course. But great to see you in the chat.
An insurance executive and other written statements that they say connect him to the murder in his backpack. Mangione's legal team says that search was illegal. Now, prosecutors disagree, but soon a judge is going to decide whether or not that evidence can be used in a trial. Here is what an attorney thinks about everything.
even if they're successful in having the evidence thrown out, that's not necessarily going to be a grand slam home run with respect to the trial itself. Because, and I can tell you because I do this every day, everything is on video these days. So they have video of the incident, they have video of the arrest. Search incident to arrest typically relates to your person, right?
Sure.
So they can frisk you, they can search you, they can retrieve items. But we're talking about a closed, zipped backpack here. So the fact of the matter is, there's a presumption that in order to open that backpack, search through it, open containers within it, you're supposed to get a search warrant. So it's going to be a difficult question for the court to answer here as to whether or not they went too far in doing that.
Yesterday, we also learned that a corrections officer spoke with Mangione soon after his arrest. He told the court that Mangione actually blurted out some information to him, like telling him that he had a 3D printed gun and foreign money in his backpack. Now, the officer maintained he did not engage in the conversation, but says Mangione offered it up. We also learned from that prison guard that Mangione was actually on constant watch at the state prison where he was held last year because apparently officials there wanted to avoid a, quote, Epstein.
I think the only thing that they can cater to is the emotional heartstrings of people in the jury. I think that's really the only real way. I mean, listen, they got him. They got video of him. Boom, it's him. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. So the only thing that I think that they're going to have to do is find some sort of sympathy from the jury because of basically what he did in his righteous mind. You know, in his mindset. That's how they're going to have to play it. Anyways.
Style situation. So things kick off again at 9:30 this morning. There are witnesses that will be called to the stand to speak today. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to all 9 charges at the state level. And the hope is after several days of these hearings that we could get a trial date at the end of everything. Live in Lower Manhattan, Corral, back to you.
All right, Haley, before I let you go, you did break down a lot that happened inside of the courthouse. Outside of the courthouse, though, we saw several dozen.
And hopefully you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Very much appreciate you, Taylor. And thank you for all the contributions to the channel this morning. I very much appreciate it. Let's go.
Protesters, supporters of Mangione there. Are we expecting a similar situation later today?
We did see a lot of protesters yesterday, and I can see a few people camped out in their tents early this morning at 6:20. Court starts in a few hours, so maybe a few people, maybe more than yesterday, maybe the same as yesterday, but there are a few people that look to be camped out ready for court this morning.
It's already unbelievable.
All right, so we're going to be doing our last and final update. We have an update as of 37 minutes ago, and it's a very quick update. It's only a minute. GOP lawmakers on National Guard shooting, Minnesota fraud. So I don't know how they're condensing those two things within one single minute, but we're going to play it. Just came out, so can't hear.
Washington just before Thanksgiving. Our National Guard was attacked on American streets, and so was our nation's generosity, compassion, and sense of security. It was wrong. It will always be wrong. So please join me in praying for the families, first responders, and every guardsman still in our capital today. Now, to the work before us in the House. Millions of Americans just returned from Thanksgiving on a holiday where they watched.
That's right, Aaron. He comes in and says, just giving a nice little reminder to everybody that silver is at $57.85 at spot. And guess what? That's just the beginning of this shit. Like, we're only 2 years in the bull run. I guarantee you, my prediction, we've got another easy 6 years of a bull run here. We're in the early stages.
Watched get expensive, more expensive
if not longer.
Every year under Joe Biden. His policies sent prices on gas, groceries, and everyday essentials through the roof. While things aren't fully back to normal, families are finally feeling relief this year because of the Republican affordability.
That's it? Why they cut it off there? That's so fucking lame. I wanted to hear the rest of that, but that's all she wrote, though. Literally. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough. I can't do this shit, obviously, without you guys and your guys' contributions, help, engagement, all of that shit, man. I'm very honored and blessed to be able to do this Monday through Friday and then Saturday morning. Of course, for the members, we do our members-only live stream every Saturday morning. So, listen, Thank you all very much. We'll be back tomorrow morning for more of the world's madness. Stick around. We're going to be rating our buddy Chaotic Truth. He's always on some chaos over there. Very entertaining channel. Make sure you guys let him know we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid. We always have a good time, man. So make sure you guys hit the like button on the way out. Double tap that screen if you're on the vertical side. And very much appreciate you guys. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning for more of the world's madness. Until then, God bless everyone. And we'll see you guys very soon. Much love. And where's my fucking shit? There it is. Boom. See you guys.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides onto his ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar. Insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels here.